Hi everyone, Michael Cavacini here, and today I'm excited to talk to you about Kiss Off the Soundboard, live in Des Moines, 1977. So this is the latest release as part of the Kiss Off the Soundboard official bootleg series, if you will. So on September 9th, Kiss is releasing this album, Off the Soundboard, live in Des Moines, 1977. They've released a few of these this year, including the Donington Show and others. And this one is from the band's Alive 2 tour. So this is very exciting for lots of people because many fans consider that to be, perhaps, arguably, I suppose you could say, Kiss's greatest tour ever. Now, this album is available on CD. You can get it digitally. You can also get a special 2LP set pressed on 180-gram purple vinyl, available exclusively from Kiss Online if you want to get fancy schmancy. And so this show itself has 17 songs. It's a 17-song set that they describe as raw and powerful performance of classic Kiss concert staples. So what are you getting? Well, you're getting Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Love Gun, Rock and Roll All Night, of course, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, and others. This is Kiss with the original lineup, so you're getting Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. And it just basically captures what they call a monumental moment in history. And it's a celebration of the legendary band, giving rock and roll fans the ultimate live Kiss experience. So you might be wondering, well, is it any good? So the set list is very good, in my opinion. I mean, they kick things off with I Stole Your Love. That is such a badass song, right? I mean, it's such a great riff to kick off a show. It's just fantastic. I mean, I'm more of a Love Gun guy than a Destroyer guy myself. I don't know about you guys. I mean, feel free to comment below. What do you like more? Do you like Love Gun more? Do you like Destroyer? I know they just last year released that Destroyer Super Deluxe Ultimate Edition 45th anniversary. It's like the longest title ever, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful box set. I just recently did a video about the hardcover book that's included in that set, and I'll do other videos about the fun little gifts and items that are included in that special set. So Destroyer is definitely a landmark moment for Kiss, and considered by many, including Kiss themselves, as their definitive studio album. But I would argue that Love Gun is better, because it's more of that raw, crunchy Kiss sound that I love. So having I Stole Your Love kick off this album, this live album, I think is terrific. They followed it up with King of the Nighttime World, obviously from Destroyer. Great song. Ladies Room, another fun one. And, throughout this album, because it's from a live show, you have Paul doing his little banter, saying things like, how many are going to meet me in the ladies' room? That type of stuff. And it's time to call out the doctor. The typical Paul Stanley rap. So if you love Paul's little comments that he throws out there in the middle of shows and stuff, it's just a celebration of Kiss at the height of its fame. Firehouse is also track number 4. Just a fantastic song. Love Gun is my favorite. So not only do I love the Love Gun album, but the song Love Gun, to me, is the definitive Kiss song. The guitar solo, which others have told me is quite simple, is just so awesome. It's such a wonderful guitar solo. I know it's pretty simple by guitar standards, but there's just something about it. And then when you see them live, I mean, lately, Love Gun is typically one of those songs where Paul flies out over the crowd, lands on his little stage. There's just a lot of excitement when it comes to that song, and it will just always be my favorite Kiss song. So this version is excellent. Let Me Go Rock and Roll, probably one of my favorite songs featuring Gene to hear live, especially that bass line, I guess in kind of the middle or toward the end of the song, was like doo 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 doo. Kiss fans know what I'm talking about. That is the best, right? It's got that kind of that groovy, funky bass going on, and so I'm happy that Let Me Go Rock and Roll is part of this, and of Of course, it's killer. Making Love, maybe not one of my favorites, but still a fun song, and a crazy vocal by Paul. Christine 16 in this album. Paul actually asks people, how many 16-year-old girls we got in the crowd tonight? Or something like that. And I'm like, wow, that sounds ridiculous by today's standards. I mean, I get that they were younger guys back then, but it just sounds so bad today. But hey, I'm glad they kind of left all that crazy stuff in, because as absurd as it sounds now, hey, back then I guess it worked. And so yeah, that was his lead-in for Christine 16. And then for Shock Me, before they go into that, he talks about, we got a surprise for all you people out here tonight. And it's about, I guess, Ace singing, because back then Ace wasn't, it was him singing was kind of a relatively new concept. It's not like Ace had a song on every album constantly. I mean, this is a relatively new thing. It was primarily Gene, Paul, and maybe a Peter song here or there. So to have Ace singing live and his signature song, Now, Shock Me, was, a special thing at the time. So good to have that represented here. I Want You, another good groove. Not necessarily my favorite Kiss song, but happy it's included. Calling Dr. Love, awesome riff. The evolution of that song from its original state to where it wound up is an interesting one, and it's just another signature Gene. Shout It Out Loud is probably my favorite Kiss. Well, it's the first Kiss song that pulled me in. I remember I bought MTV Unplugged, I think I bought Double Platinum, and I bought You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Those were the 3 Kiss albums I bought when I first became a fan. I'd seen them on TV, performing under the Brooklyn Bridge with the makeup and the fireworks and all that, and I was like, holy crap, who is this? I need to go buy some CDs. So I went to the store, I bought those 3 CDs. The MTV Unplugged blew me away. And Double Platinum was pretty awesome, and then You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. I appreciated, because I didn't own a Live or a Live 2 or any of that. So I thought it was a pretty cool sampling of that material, plus the unreleased tracks, which, as we all know, included updated vocals. But Shout It Out Loud on that album, Alive, and well, for me, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Just the crowd and the sonics of it, and it was just like hearing it with headphones, and man, that was just made such an impression on me. So Shout It Out Loud was actually my first favorite Kiss song. That's the one that really hooked me and got me to explore the band's catalog and just become this massive Kiss fan that I am today. So I never get tired of hearing Shout It Out Loud. It's just a fun song, and happy it's included here. God of Thunder. So God of Thunder is terrific. Oh, and hold on, let me go back. Shock Me includes a guitar solo by Ace. Fantastic. I mean, it sounds awesome. It's really, really good. I listened to it with headphones on and was just so blown away by, his ability. I mean, it's just really super talented guy. Glad he's still out there doing his thing, because Ace is pretty awesome. God of Thunder. So that's Gene's kind of character piece, if you will, right? That's traditionally nowadays is when he's, spitting blood and all that stuff, and followed up with a drum solo. So God of Thunder, good time. It's definitely a great song. I actually like the demo version with Paul singing it, where it's kind of a more like a dance track. I think that's more fun. But yeah, I mean, you gotta have God of Thunder, right? Rock and Roll All Night. So this is interesting to me, is that this set list does not end with Rock and Roll All Night. You have Rock and Roll All Night, then Detroit Rock City, then Beth, and Black Diamond. I'm assuming it's because, you had encores. But even in today's day and age, if you go see Kiss on the End of the Road tour, they still end with Rock and Roll All Night. So even though they do, encores, if you will, they still make sure that that's the last song. So back in 1977, that wasn't the case. They had Rock and Roll All Night as track 14, followed up by Detroit Rock City. Detroit Rock City, even though Destroyer is not my favorite album, Detroit Rock City is one of the greatest rock and roll songs ever. Just the guitar in it, the structure of the song, the lyrics, I mean, it's a masterpiece. It really is. And actually, that's a great song to kick off a set. I think having it later in the set is pretty cool, because I'm actually used to hearing the band kick off a show with Detroit Rock City. So no complaints about that. I think it's an excellent song. Great, raw version of it here. Beth, hearing Beth kind of at the height of Kiss's popularity, with a deafening crowd in the background and everything is great. I've always been a big Peter fan. Met him before, and sweet guy, and he's talented. I know he can sometimes get lots of flack, but I consider myself a fan of Peter. And speaking of Peter, Black Diamond. So this set is closed out with Black Diamond, which is, again, just another dramatic, epic Kiss song that is a roller coaster ride. So I'm fine with the show actually ending with Black Diamond and not Rock and Roll All Night. I guess I kind of appreciate the lack of predictability when it comes to this set. I think this overall is a fantastic set of songs. A great representation of all the biggest, Kiss staples or Kiss classics, if you will. And the only thing I'll point out about this album is that, the quality is not the greatest. If you're looking for a crisp, clear sound, you're not going to get it here. I know this is a soundboard recording, but it definitely sounds, a little muffled, a little raw, just not quite crystal clear. But I don't care. I think that's fine because it's a time capsule, right? All of these albums are just time capsules. So for 1977, I guess this is the best they could come up with for this release. And who knows? I mean, they've been cranking these things out like crazy. They've had, like 3 or 4 of these releases this year? So I'm sure we're going to get more of them, if not this year, next year. So I don't think 1977 is necessarily done and through. They could definitely release another one from this tour or from this year, and who knows, maybe the audio quality of that one will be superior. But I don't think it detracts from the fun and energy in this album. Because just like Kiss's earlier releases, the original album, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, they may not have sounded as wonderful or as crystal clear, as sonically perfect as Destroyer, but there was a certain energy there. There's a certain just raw, crunchy, 4 on the floor feel to it that just made it its own thing. And you get that here. I think that if you're looking for the polished Destroyer sound, that's not what you're getting here. This live recording is really reflective of that Love Gun, back to basics, raw, gritty feel that I personally love. So I have no problem with the audio quality here. I think this is one of the better releases that they've had. I like all of these off the Soundboard recordings. I know the one from the Rock the Nation tour may have peeved some people because that was something that was pretty easily accessible for people who went to that show who may have already had that recording. And lots of his Kiss fans, come on, let's be honest, have a lot of bootlegs, a lot of live bootlegs, including this one. But, if you want, this official release, I don't know any cleaning up that they did or didn't do, but it's definitely worth it. I mean, if you're a hardcore Kiss fan and you're debating, do I get it, don't I get it? Just get it, because you're gonna love it. It's just fun. It's gonna make you feel good just listening to it, and it's just a great way to revisit 1977 and sonically enjoy Kiss at the height of their fame and success. And that's all I got to share with you. The only other thing I'd point out is that I do find it kind of funny that when the person who gets on the microphone and says, they refer to Des Moines as Des Moines. I thought that was kind of hilarious. And even Paul actually says Des Moines on the microphone. Later on, he gets it right and he leaves off the S. But I thought that was kind of amusing. So there you have it. That's my review of Kiss Off the Soundboard live in Des Moines, 1977. I hope this was helpful. And if you want to buy the album, there's a link down below. Click there, pick up a copy, whether it's CD, vinyl, digital. I don't care. Go crazy. Buy all 3 if you want. But I hope you enjoy it. And let me know after you listen to it. What are your thoughts? Do you like this album? Do you like the other Off the Soundboard releases? Comment. Share your thoughts. What releases are you looking for next? What tours, what years would you like Kiss to release an Off the Soundboard recording for? Do you want to hear an Asylum show? How about Hot in the Shade, Crazy Nights, Psycho Circus tour? You know, what do you want to be the next Kiss Off the Soundboard release? Comment, let's have a conversation about it. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I just hope you guys have an awesome day. Talk to you soon.